Today I'm doing a review on a play rather than a book because my sister's home for vacation and she's in performing arts and she has to read a lot of plays and stuff. So she gave me this one to read. It's really short. It's Motortown by Simon Stevens and it was written in 2005, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 2005. So it's basically about this guy. He comes back from the war and he kind of experiences English life as he in like a new light because of the war. So he kind of sees things differently, and it's kind of a bit violent. And there's a lot of greediness in it, and a lot of tension and suspense build up as well to like his actions and what he's going to do. But it's a really short play. It's like really quick read. But it was very interesting, and because I don't know much about plays, like anything really, I don't really feel like justified to rate it or to review it properly, so that's why she's here. This is Catherine, by the way.
Oh, I'm good for it.
Nice. So because neither of us have seen the play, we've only read this, but she's seen like trailers and stuff of the movie.
Like production photos and everything, and I know who's in it, so.
Okay. Is there a movie?
No, there isn't a movie.
Okay. So neither of us have actually seen the play or anything like that. We've only read it, so this is going to be a literary kind of review rather than performance. That was your wording, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so basically, I really like reading plays because, as you said, it was really easy and short to read. So any play will only take you 40 minutes or like tops an hour to read. So, and that's why I really like reading them, because it's really short and it's just chock-a-block full of analysis and character development and everything. So yeah, so Danny, he is a soldier. He was fighting in Basra. So this play, just to give you a bit of a background, it was written in 2005 and it was written the day after London won the Olympic bid for the Olympics, and then it was finished the day before the London 2005 July bombings. So it was written in a very turmoil time, so everyone was a bit obsessed with the war on terrorism at that time, which I guess we still are. Well, not obsessed, but concerned.
There's still crap going on. So, yeah,
basically. So he returns home to this foreign country, as it's put, because as he's been off away fighting the evil guys, he comes home to find that society is just riddled with them, and middle-class people aren't actually doing much about it. But instead of getting mad at the bad guys, he gets mad at the people who are just ignoring it and not doing anything about it.
It kind of takes his anger out on that because of his experience in the war. He's like, why is nobody doing anything? Basically, that's like.
It's a really good comment on society.
It's like I'm gonna let the dogs in because there's doggies at the door.
Doggies!
You gotta save yourself.
Puppies, can't really see them on the screen, but yeah, no, we can't see them. Anyway, so without giving anything away, because you don't want to actually say what happens in it. I mean, like from a literary analysis point of view, it's kind of a bigger comment on society at the time, as you said, because of all the war and stuff that was going on. And would you say there's character development in it?
For Danny, definitely. The main character, that is, Danny. He goes along and meets a lot of these different types of people. So there's his brother Lee, who you actually find, if you read more in depth, he's actually disabled, and he's actually living at home. Because he can name off all of the populations of all the big cities just off the top of his head.
Yeah.
So you so that's why I like plays rather than novels, because novels just sort of say explicitly he was mentally disabled, whereas a play, sometimes, especially with Simon Stevens, when he just sort of gives you no stage direction at all, just lines. Then you sort of have to figure it out for yourself, and it really makes you engage with the text more. So that's why I really like it.
Yeah, so that's another thing I forgot to mention, is this play specifically doesn't have any directions in it at all. It's literally just dialogue between all the characters. It goes from scene to scene to scene. Whereas other plays, you've said, other writers of other plays thoroughly go in depth as to how the play should be done.
If you read any Arthur Miller play, Arthur Miller is really big on stage direction. He'll be like, oh, he should say this line with a sense of longing and the sense of the childhood gone by, and he gets really cinematic with it.
So he's very directorish in the way he writes. But this one, there's no direction. I don't even think there's any props. It says minimal props or something, right? It's Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way about
Yeah.
writing a play, really. I mean, it does have to have a structure, but as far as stage directions go, it's sort of your call.
There's really happening in this one. Yeah, and because of that, because the audience is purely relying on the dialogue, like you said, you can't just, like a novel will tell you what's kind of going on. Most of them, some of them don't, some of them do. But this one has a lot of subtext in it, and you have to kind of figure out from just the dialogue. Especially since we can't even see the performance because we're just reading it. It's just dialogue that you have to go off of, so you have to kind of interpret it in a totally different way that you might not do with a traditional book or something because you just can't, because it's only dialogue.
I'm just gonna read like 1 or 2 sentences that basically sum up the whole thing, and it's on the last page. How fitting. So Danny says, "I don't blame the war. The war was all right. I miss it. It's just you come back to this." So, in 3 lines at the end of the play, he's basically just summed up everything that is going on in Danny's mind. Danny was already quite screwed up before he left.
Yeah, he seems like,
Because
his brother says something about that, doesn't he? See that?
Well, he talks to Helen and Justin, who are like these middle-class swingers. So he talks to them about his experience at Pier Bright, which is like a training facility, sort of barracks in England. And he talks about men picking on the other men, and all this like brutal stuff goes on.
Yeah.
But just his sort of like thoughts that he says about it is quite creepy.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that there's the subtext where it's like he was already kind of messed up before he went to war. Now he's come back, he's even more kind of violent and resentful, especially now since he's realizing in society is like nothing's being done.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So do you have anything else to say about it?
No.
Right. Okay. Well, that was our really quick little literature review of this play. I would probably definitely read more plays because it'd be interesting to do. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you gonna have music on across it?
Peppies. Oh, scared of the camera. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little, like a musical thing in the background. What's the matter? Hello, Max.